Well, hello there. I just finished a weekly group coaching call with my clients, and one of the subjects that came up is one that I think I've talked about before, but I'm not positive, so here we go again. It's the idea that your diagnosis, whether it be bipolar, ADHD, whatever it is somehow part of who you are. And I want to challenge that idea. Let me give you the example of bipolar. Sometimes you're manic, sometimes you're depressed, but sometimes you're neither. And if your bipolar is part of who you are, which, kind of like your arm, your leg, your heart, your liver, whatever it is, if that is missing for some reason, then who are you? If it's a part of you, it makes sense that you need that part in order to be complete, right? So in its absence, who are you? If you say to people, well, I'm depressed, I'm just a depressed person. And then there are times where you're not depressed. You're actually happy. You're feeling good about life. Well, then who are you? If you're no longer a depressed person in that moment. Is in my experience, in my worldview, we have experiences, but we are not our experiences. We can have experiences of depression, of anger, sadness. We can be compassionate, sometimes apathetic, unfortunately. But the moment you attach to any one of those and say, this is who I am, this is a part of who I am, now you become invested in it. Your entire self-identity includes that, and psychologically, you feel incomplete in the absence of it. When you identify with your job, I'm an attorney, I'm a parent, I'm an accountant, and you attach to it so greatly, and your story gives a lot of importance to that, then you feel like you must honor that thing. You must practice and experience it in order for you to be complete. It's like the ones who say, I'm autistic, or I'm bipolar, or I'm a cancer survivor. You attach to that experience and you don't let it pass through. It's like a leaf floating on the river. You can observe the river, but you don't have to jump into the river. When I was talking to my group, I gave the example of, let's say there was a beautiful river, and you saw through the water there was a beautiful stone. And you said, oh, I love that stone. It makes me feel so good to look at it. I just have to have it. And you take the stone out of the river, and now you carry it with you. Say, this is so beautiful. I love this. I'm never putting it down. And it gets heavier and heavier. And you go your entire life with the weight of this stone. Now imagine that stone represents a diagnosis. You identify with it so closely that it begins to weigh you down because you insist on holding to it, and insist that it's a part of who you are. But then the day comes where you realize, wait a minute, there was a time I wasn't holding this stone, and I was complete then. If I put the stone down, I will be complete now. So you can return it to the river and say, that's where it belongs. It belongs in that state of flow, of energy passing through, the energy of emotion and thought and experiences. Let it come through, let it go. Because who you are is not any diagnosis, any affiliation of any kind. Who you are is the awareness that is watching all of this happen, that is watching the emotion come in and go back out, is feeling the anger, feeling the mania or the depression, feeling the fear, and then letting it pass. And when those things pass, whatever's left over, the awareness, that's who you are. And that is always complete. Whether you lose a limb or lose a diagnosis or outgrow the diagnosis, whatever it is, you are now. You are this experience. You are this blossoming flower that comes to life with every moment. So I caution you against getting too attached to any idea or label to define yourself, because all of those are temporary. All of those are just creations of the mind. The you that's permanent, that's everlasting, is that consciousness. So I want to encourage you to start looking to that Let that be the place you come from. Let that be who you are. And you will always be complete. You will always be full, no matter what label you believe has anything to do with who you truly are. So that's my 2 cents on this. I hope this is helpful. By all means, leave me a comment or ask me a question. And absolutely share this with people who you think can benefit from it. Until we talk again, you're good enough, no matter what happens. And thanks for being you.